is the morning or daily routine for CARs, or controlled articular rotations. So we're going to go through joint by joint, starting from the neck, ending with the toes, and should take 15 to 20 minutes out of your day, and it will probably be one of the most beneficial things that you can do for yourself to take care of your joints on a daily basis. So the way we're going to start, we're going to take a big breath in, pack that air down. You're going to make some light fists. Make sure everything from the hips down are nice and tight. So we're just trying to make sure that every other part of our body is nice and still while we work on the specific joint CAR that we're starting with. So starting off with cervical spine and the neck. Take a big breath in, pack that air down so everything else is still except for our neck. You're going to tuck your chin down, scrape your chin across your collarbone, side bend, look over the shoulder, up and across the ceiling. Look over your shoulder, side bend, sweep down into the middle and pass through. Scrape your chin across your collarbone, side bend, look over the shoulder, up, across the ceiling, look over your other shoulder, side bend, sweep your chin across your collarbone, and one more time. Make sure everything's nice and secure. Only your neck is moving and nothing else. Side bend, and we're going to stop in the middle. Going to take a big breath in, pack that air down, retense, and reverse direction. Two more reps. Sweeping across the collarbone, look over the shoulder, up and across the ceiling. Over your other shoulder, side bend, sweep down, pass through one more time. Look over the other shoulder, up, across the ceiling, side bend, and sweep down into the middle. Good. Next, the rest of our spine. So thoracic and lumbar. We're going to pull our fists into our body, make a nice tight hug, and you're going to round out your back as much as you can to start. So I'll give you a side view. So you want to try to get every single vertebrae flexed. You want to imagine that from the waist down, you are in cement. So that way our hips don't come along for the ride. And we're going to go through the same motions that we went through for our cervical spine. We're just doing it with the rest of our spine. So round, and we're going to go to the left to start. To rotate, side bend. You want to climb up into extension. So every single vertebrae straightening out, rotate across in extension. Make sure your hips don't follow along. Side bend, and then sweep down into the middle. We're going to pass through, side bend, climb up into extension, rotate across in extension, side bend, and sweep down through the middle, rotate across, side bend, climb up into extension, rotate across, side bend, and sweep down into the middle. We're going to stop right there and reverse direction. So we're going to rotate to the right, side bend, climb up into extension one vertebrae at a time, rotate across an extension, side bend, and sweeping down into the middle, pass through, rotate to your right, side bend, climb up into extension, rotate across, side bend, sweep down into the middle one more time, rotate across, side bend, climb up, rotate, side bend, and sweep down into the middle. Next, we're going to go through scapulas. So shoulder blades. So have these 3 stripes on my shorts. My hands, my fingers are going to use these as train tracks. So as I go through the motions, my hands can go up and down the train tracks, but they can't translate forward or back. So if you have a seam on your pants or your shorts, go ahead and just have your middle finger glued onto that seam. And from here, we're going to go up, pull back, slide down, and roll forward. Up, back, down, and 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 forward. And we're going to reverse direction. Back, up, forward, and down. Back, up, forward, and down. Try and keep the same speed going through the whole time. Back, up, forward, and down. One more. Back, up, forward, and down. Next, we're going to go through the shoulder joint proper, the glenohumeral joint. So, making a fist, we're going to start off with our right hand doing the moving, everything else trying to keep as still as possible. So take a big breath in, pack that air down, butt squeeze, feet gripping the ground, nice tight fist on my left side. Start off palm facing forward, sweep across your body, go up as high as you can, keeping that elbow straight. You're going to turn your bicep away from you and start to internally rotate as you reach back. So we really want to think about that upper arm bone doing all of the moving. Keep rotating, and we finish with the back of the hand facing your pocket. And then we're going to reverse direction. Going to kind of hit this invisible barrier back here, start to unwind. If you need to unwind more because it's uncomfortable, that's fine. Keep reaching up, but try and keep that same rotational pace throughout the entire motion. 2 more reps on this side. So we're kind of squeezing the rest of the body to make sure it stays as still as we can, so that way the movement isn't spilling into other parts of the body. Reverse, unwind, reach up as high as you can. Come into the front, palm facing up. And one more time, palm facing up, coming across your body slightly, up into the front. Raise that arm up as high as you can without extending your ribs. Start to turn that bicep away from you. Reach as far behind you as you can. And then finish rotating. Back of the hand facing the pocket. Reverse direction. Unwind as you reach up. Reach up as high as you can. And come into the front. Good. And then we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. So, take a big breath in, pack that air down. Nice tight butt squeeze, feet gripping the ground, firm fist with the other hand, palm facing up on our left side, and we're going to come up. Good. Start to spiral that bicep away from you. Reach behind as much as you can. Sink down with the back of your hand facing your pocket. Reverse direction. Unwind. Reach up as much as you can. And come into the front. Palm facing up. 2 more times. Press that hand up towards the ceiling. Turn that bicep away from you. Try not to flare your ribs or rotate the rest of your torso. Reaching behind, sink down, reverse direction, unwind, reach up, and continue to turn that palm face up across the body as we finish. One more time. Palm up, fingertips going up towards the ceiling. Spiral that bicep away from you and reach behind. Sink down, back of the hand facing the pocket. Reverse direction, unwind, reach up, and palm facing up in front of you. Good. Next, we're going to do elbows. Start off, palms facing forward. We want our elbows nice and tight at our sides. So we're just going to be hinging and unhinging here. We're also going to do a little bit of rotation at the top and the bottom. So, big breath in, pack that air down. Make sure that we're good butt squeeze, nice and tight. So everything from our ribs down is nice and solid. And we're gonna press the air up like it's a little thicker than it normally is. Once we reach the top of just bending the elbows, we're gonna rotate, not flip, but rotate and then press down. At the bottom, once our elbows are fully extended, we're gonna rotate again, press the air up with your palm of your hands, and then you're going to rotate and press the air down with the palm of your hands. So we wanna keep our movement as much the same speed as possible. Once again, pressing the air up, rotating our palms so they face forward, press the air down, and we're going to reverse direction, press the air with the back of the hands, then we're going to rotate so that our palms are facing us, and we're going to press the air down with the back of the hands. Rotate, press the air up, rotate, press the air down, and one more time, rotate, press the air up, rotate, press the air down. Good. Next, we're going to do wrists. So you can do these 2 at a time, or you can do these 1 at a time. So I'm going to demonstrate doing these 2 at a time. Palms facing up, belly of your forearm facing up. If you want to do these 1 at a time, you would just hold one side still. Helps give you a little bit more control, helps monitor whether or not you're going to flip this over. So belly of the forearm facing up, and we're going to try to make sure that we're not flipping our hands like this, that our palms stay as visible as possible, that the belly of our forearm stays facing the ceiling as much as possible. So we're going to start by going towards the pinky side, showing off the palms of our hands, coming up as much as you can, and then sweeping in, going back down, showing off that palm as much as possible, coming up, sweep in, show off, going down, come back up, and sweep in, and from here we're going to reverse. So we're going to go up and out towards that thumb side, show off your palms, pinkies going towards each other, sweeping up, thumb side, showing off, coming in, and one more time, fingertips up, out, down, around, and finish up at the top. Good. Next, we're going to be doing our hips. If you need to hold on to something like a chair or the wall, that's absolutely fine. You want to make sure that the balance aspect of this isn't taking away from your ability to focus on your hips. So if you need to just hang on to something in order to help you feel more stable so you can focus better, absolutely fine. So, but if you're going to do it freestanding, we're going to go fists driving away from each other. And we're going to start off on our left leg. So from here, you're going to lift the inside of your foot up towards the ceiling as high as you can. You're going to let that foot drift underneath as you continue to draw your knee higher. You're going to show off that inner thigh. Turn the outside of your foot up towards the ceiling. Drive that knee out and around as much as possible. Bring your knees back together, reverse direction. Send that outside of your foot up. Keep drawing that knee up as high as you can, coming to in front of you, and then turn the inside of your foot up as you gently parachute back down. So you want to make sure that as you're going, we're not wobbling around. So if you find yourself wobbling, having trouble or difficulty balancing, just hold on to something. So we want to make sure that this movement is as purely in the joint as possible. So coming up, knee driving up, open up. So you think about drawing the largest circle that you can with your knee and not letting that movement spill into any other areas. If this one feels like the most work for you, it's pretty typical. We are moving some of the biggest muscles in our body and trying to coordinate them in a smooth way, so pretty normal for this to be the most challenging one. We'll switch over to the other side. Big breath in, pack that air down, and we're going to lift up. Good. Draw the knee up, show it off as much as you can. Out and around. Back together, reverse direction, climb up. Good. Turn that inside of the foot up towards the ceiling as you gently parachute down. A couple more. Lift up. Go out. Outside of the foot goes up towards the ceiling. Back together, reverse direction. Send that knee up and out as much as you can. Turn that foot up as you parachute down. One more time. Coming up. If you find a lot of work happening in your standing leg, you're on the right track. Good. Reverse direction. Out and around. Bring that knee up as high as you can. Turn that foot up. Gently set down. So next, we're gonna go through knees and we're gonna be on the floor for this one. So 2 ways you can do this. I'm gonna show you one way and I'll show you the modification. So you're gonna take your right arm, hook it under your right knee, place that hand on your opposite bicep, take your now only free hand, place it just above the knee at the bottom of the thigh, and we're gonna go through knee rotation. So, turn your foot in. If this is a little too weird for you, you can just grab behind your knee and pull it into your chest. So turn your foot in either way, and you're gonna push the air up with the outside edge of your foot, turn out and push down with the outside edge of your foot. Turn in, push up, turn out, push down, turn in, push up, turn out, push down, turn in, push up, turn out, push down, and reverse direction. Press the air up with the inside of your foot, turn your foot in, press the air down with the inside of your foot. Turn out, push up, turn in, push down. One more time, turn out, push up, turn in, and push down. We're gonna switch over to the other leg. So hooking my left elbow underneath my left leg, grabbing onto my right bicep, right hand goes just above my knee at the bottom of my thigh. So turning my foot in, and again, if you need to just hold the back of your knee and pull it into your chest, that's absolutely fine too. So turn your foot in, press up with the outside of your foot, turn out, push down with the outside of your foot. Turn in, push up with the outside of your foot, turn out, push down with the outside of your foot. Turn in, push up with the outside of your foot, turn out, push down with the outside of your foot. We're gonna reverse. So now we're gonna keep our foot in the same position. We're gonna push up with the inside of our foot and then turn in and push down with the inside. Turn out and push up, turn in and push down. One more time, turn out, push up, turn in and push down. Now you can keep in the same position and we're gonna go through ankle rotations. Now I'm gonna move my hand along the front of my knee, so that way, making sure that my shin bone isn't rotating and it's just ankle stuff. So think about showing off the bottom of your foot in as many directions as possible. This helps keep things purely in the ankle joint. If you find yourself moving your thigh or having a lot of trouble holding on, just make your circle a little smaller, because we want to keep things just in the ankle joint. And go ahead and reverse direction. Up. And you're just trying to show off the bottom of your foot in as many directions as possible. Trying to keep that same speed, trying to smooth out any jumpy spots. Good. We'll go through on the other side. So I'm just going to use the two hand behind the knee on this side. No reason other than just to show you an example of what this looks like freehand. trying to keep everything else still just ankle stuff working. Good, and we're going to reverse direction. Trying to show off the bottom of your foot in as many directions as possible without letting it spill into other places, and trying your best to keep that speed as even as possible, trying to smooth out any jumpy spots. Good. Last one, we're going to stand up, and this is going to be for our toes. So we're going to try and lift just the big toe, hold, and then back down. Again, other 4 toes down, just the big toe comes up, and then back down. Big toe comes up, and back down. One more time, big toe comes up, and back down. Now we're going to hold the big toe down and have the other 4 come up without collapsing or rolling onto the inside of the foot. So big toe stays down, other 4 come up, all 4 again, and back down, all 4 up, and back down, one more time, all 4 up, and back down. Now we're going to have all of our toes lift up, spread as much as possible, and piano key down from the outside in. We're going to lift up, spread, piano key down from the outside in. A couple more times. Up, spread, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down, last one. Up, spread, and piano key down from the outside in. Good job. That is your daily routine with cars. Do these once a day, twice a day, thrice a day. This is probably going to be the only thing that I'll ever tell you that more is better.